Well, build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. Hello, everybody. Welcome to your Tuesday morning short bangers. I'm Matty.
I am John. I was trying to think of something smart there to make up for Colin not being here and me stepping in, but I'm John.
I don't think you step in for that. Sounds like you're sort of like a replacement. I think
Like I'm a ringer.
you're an OG short banger, John. So I think there's ever a point where you would be considered as stepping in.
I return and then I step aside and I return and I step aside. I'm long bangers fluid, short bangers fluid.
In true long bangers style. Right, we'll get straight into the questions because we've still got quite a few to get through. Fattest Prickus is first one. A topic again is Gents Lavatory. I did have one in our. Was that the last episode or the Short Bangers Extra?
I'm not sure.
Short Bangers Extra was, I think. This is bad, right? So I should really take notes of what we talk about in these. So when I go to publish them, I can put here's what we talked about in this episode. Every week I sort of have a rough idea, but I can't remember what order we've done them in.
I feel like that sort of chaotic style and getting things wrong is part of the brand. So, like, it's going to surprise folk to think that we were talking about, the handers in the bogs, and then they find out that we're talking about Lloyd Grossman pasta sauce.
Yes, that's true. Fattest Pickerson, right? Gents Lavatory. If you were in the gents about to do your business and heard a voice shout "Peacock," would you assume someone was having difficulty pissing, or that a giant peacock was running in to feather everyone to death?
I assume then by business we're in a cubicle doing a number 2, or having a wee sit down wee.
Maybe a sit down pee. Yeah, the gentleman's choice.
If you thought the latter, would you stay in the cubicle, or would you just like wait for the what did we say? Oh, the peacock to just burst through the door and feather you to death while you're sat on the pan?
You'd be fucked off if that was how you were to go. Like if you were enjoying a leisurely, either a shite or a sit down pee, and you were interrupted by an aggressive peacock coming to feather you to death.
If you thought it was a peacock and you were having a sit down wee or a leisurely poo, a murderous peacock, would you stand up on the toilet seat so that just in case the peacock was to look underneath and see if there was feet there?
They have quite longish necks that they could probably poke their head under the door and have a look in anyway. I don't know if a peacock.
Oh, right. Do you mean like flexibly, kind of like a toilet snake, just like poke in and go,
yeah,
you're fucked?
Yeah, I knew you were hiding up there. I could smell it.
I'm going to make this doubly worse for you. I'm going to doubly feather you to death.
See, if you were like, you're obviously in a position where you're needing, would you use your bowel or bladder functions to defend yourself against an aggressive peacock?
Do you mean like bend over and use your arse as a hose? Like
shoot shit at it.
Aye. Like I think that is a defence mechanism with some animals. I don't know about humans.
Yeah. But this is why, like, the fight or flight thing is part of your body goes to just why folk shit themselves when they're scared.
Just thinking about, like, could you imagine that? So you're sat down, you're having a leisurely job, you're on the pan, you hear someone shout peacock, and you think, "Fuck, there's a big murderous peacock out there. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to prepare. I'm going to grab that handle at the back of the toilet. I'm going to spread my cheeks, and I'm going to shoot a stream of shit that is going to obliterate that peacock. And actually, what you get is a wee weak fart instead."
You could go like sort of like channel your inner A team. You know, when you start sort of like kind of looking to see what contraptions around you you've got.
Aye.
Like, can I use the sharp bit of the toilet roll handle, toilet roll holder, or dispenser that hurts your hand when you try to pull out a bit of toilet roll? Could you use that and make a sort of sharp weapon to attack the peacock with? Is there a toilet brush that you could fashion into a fucking weapon?
I think a toilet brush. Well, I'm going to say we've got an interesting toilet brush in here. It's like a fancy I don't know if it's like a compact one. It just sort of, because you know how like toilet brushes, like they come in sort of, normally they come in sort of roundish containers and it's got
Hmm.
like the big sort of like hedgehog at the end. This one doesn't. It's like a wee sort of rectangular shape. So I think the OG toilet brush on its own, with the fucking hedgehog on the end, I think that's a decent enough weapon to sort of at least try and buy yourself some time to maybe get out of the toilet and shut the door behind you.
Yeah. I would.
Um,
I don't think I was scared of a peacock. If it was, even if it was like murderous, I would be.
but you're going to have your utility belt as well, so you've got like a boxing glove to try and knock it out. Like go for the lucky punch.
You guys like sort of like explaining to your pals later on how you defeated it over a pint. Yeah, I had. If it didn't work, I did have the toilet brush ready to go, but I actually just pressed the button on my utility belt and pow, because that would be the sound that I would press on the soundboard on it as well. Pow. The boxing gloves fucked the peacock.
That's funny.
uh, you ever had trouble going to the toilet when other folk are trying to pee?
Aye, I'm well known for being pea shy. It's
It's a
become a
horrible
running joke
affliction,
with
isn't it?
someone. Aye, it's honestly it's really really weird. Like it's no a big deal for me. Like sometimes I can go to the toilet and you wouldn't. It's weird because I think there's a psychological element to it. Like if you go into the toilet and you go to the urinal, whether it's like the big steel trough or it's like the wee individual ones, you'd never think to yourself, "Oh fuck, someone here could be pee shy." But sometimes I'll go into the toilet, I'll just be like, "Oh, I feel all right today. I can pee in front of everyone. It's absolutely fine." Other times I can be absolutely bursting. It just not happen.
It's a funny phenomenon, that. Raymond and I went to see Belle and Sebastian on Sunday, and after the gig, I went to the toilet, and there was a wee queue in the gents. There were only three urinals. One of them was out of order, so there should have been four. And the guy who was on the nearest one to the door where everybody was queuing was pee shy,
Oh mate,
and he went through the motions but didn't pee, like, and then left. And I was
aye,
like,
just
ah,
I found myself. When was it? I think I was at Hampden, and there was obviously like loads of folk kicking about. It was a Hibs game, and I went in, went to pee. Just was not one of those days. Just not happening. So I came out, went back in, and found a cubicle.
they had the harm in that, mate.
Because I think there is again psychologically, there's probably nothing wrong, and more often than not, people probably aren't looking at you having a wee. So you could probably stand there for a while and just let it come out. Like it will come out.
Ah,
Um,
sooner or
but
later.
also there is a psychological thing where you're like, I'm just fucking standing here with my dick out. Like there's probably a bit of toilet etiquette there that says if you're standing there for more than 30 seconds, like just go away.
Aye, so because other folk are waiting. Um, right, part fries image. Films that are worth a rewatch or films you regularly rewatch. For me, but they change over time. But recent choices, his choices were Restless Natives because the soundtrack, Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, Blues
Mhm.
Brothers, Matrix, Blade Runner, and It's a Wonderful Life pretty much every Christmas. So, do you have any films that you go back to?
You get on board with Shooter. That's a good film. Well, I know I enjoy it, so it's a good film. Uh, Blazing Saddles, Four Lions, Naked Gun. What else? I could quite happily stick any of the Batman films on, with the exception of I think Val Kilmer's and George Clooney's because they were tragic. Any Marvel film I could just stick on and watch.
What was the Batman with Schwarzenegger in it? It's Mr. Freeze. Was that the same one? Batman and Robin?
Batman. Oh no, that was Batman and Robin. Was that George Clooney?
That was fucking awful. That's one of the worst films ever made.
Yeah,
Yeah,
aye, that
dreadful.
was that was awful. In fact, do you know what? The George Clooney one, the Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones one. I think that was Val Kilmer. That was a bad watch.
It's amazing. Batman's such a good franchise, and you've got some films that are terrific and it like proper, like the Dark Knight trilogy,
Hmm.
outstanding. Then you have ones like that, like the Batman and Robin one, which is fucking dreadful. Should not have been made. Somebody should have watched it, man. Kind of put it out.
Yeah.
Just it's better, but better just taking it and no
It's
releasing
funny
it.
though because I think I don't know if they actually made the film, but I believe that there are films out there. So like there was meant to have been at least a screen test of Nicolas Cage's Superman, but the film just
Yeah,
never got made. But I believe that there's other films out there that get made and don't get released for precisely those reasons. You think, fuck, how bad must they have been?
I know.
And then there's things out there like Sharknado and Cocaine Bear that's getting made, and folk are like, aye, like folk will watch that, get it out there, it's fine.
You seen Cocaine Bear yet?
Nah, nah, I will get around to watching it at some point. In fact, I might stick it on after this because I know that Dave will be keen to hear my critique.
Yeah, well worth it. I've got a few like South Park, Team America,
Hmm.
like fucking Star Wars, Indiana Jones, etc. We'll watch them Back to the Future, and
I will watch the original Indiana Jones trilogy. Maybe not so much Temple Doom because that's not my favourite, but aye, I'll watch Indiana Jones, Raiders, and The
Last
Last
Crusade.
Crusade because they're just fucking brilliant.
Yeah, the Kingdom of Crystal Skull shite. They never. I watched that once and I've never watched it again. Just dreadful. We went to see the new one last week. That was good. I enjoyed
But
it. Aye, much better than I thought it was going to be.
is it going to reinvigorate the franchise? Is there going to be a new Indiana Jones, or is it kind of like one and done? That's
Nah,
it.
he's done now. Like you would need another Indiana Jones.
So I was under the impression that maybe introduced like a new Indiana Jones, but
Nah,
fuck. So they've got Harrison Ford running a bit as Indiana Jones.
mm-hmm.
Shit.
It's good though.
Right. I'll take your word
Uh,
for it. I'll not watch that tonight. I think I'll put Cocaine Bear on first.
yeah, do that first. Right, Sean said, I'm slowly introducing my father to Short Bangers content. Hello, Sean's dad, if you're listening. He has asked if you woke up one morning with 100 willies and were a cat that could jump over hotels, how exactly would you feel?
When you think of a cat with 100 willies, where are the willies?
I sort of imagined it like, do you know, where animals like that have their nipples.
Hmm.
I imagined it like that. Instead of nipples, they just have
Just like
loads of,
vertical rows of
yeah,
bobbies.
there was like 10, 10, 10, 10, like 10 rows of 10.
It'd have to be like, it wouldn't be an ordinary house cat. Like, because it'd have to be relative in size, wouldn't it? Unless they're just tiny wee bobbies.
Well, cats have got wee bobbies anyway.
Would you notice if your cat with one wee bobby had 100 wee bobbies?
I think they would fit without changing the body shape of a cat.
Right, okay.
Unless you needed bollocks for them all.
Sorry, that was that going to be 200, 200 balls.
Yeah. So if you could service them all with the one set of bollocks,
It'd have to be a massive pair of bollocks, though.
aye. Like Buster Gonad in the Viz.
If I woke up one morning and I'm a cat and I've got 100 cocks and I could jump over hotels, that was the question, wasn't it? That's
Yeah.
the scenario. That's an interesting start to your day, isn't it?
Yeah, how would you
Like,
ken?
how would you? Aye, like, do you just go out and go, fuck, I'm jumping that. I better keep an eye on my 100 wee bobbies when I do, just so it doesn't catch on anything.
Why would you ever need to jump over a hotel? Like, it sounds like a good fun thing to do, but practically, how often have you faced a hotel and thought, I'm going to have to walk around this and I'd rather
I,
just jump it?
I think there's something else to consider here, and it's that just because you have the ability to jump over a hotel, do you have the ability to land from that height?
Oh
So I don't
yeah,
know. I think I
that's
think I would.
assumed. I think like this is you can carry the whole action safely.
So what I was going to say there was I would feel nervous because I didn't know because I think you'd only like unless like how do you just know? I don't know. Is there anything that you just know like within your being that you are capable of? Like
Uh,
140 mile an hour cells within 2 minutes.
no, or is there? I don't know. Oh, you know, like you can pick things up. Like you'll see something, you can pick it up.
Aye, okay, okay. But so I'm trying to transfer how that feels to looking at a hotel and going, I could jump that. I don't have to, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, you would have to give it a try. Cats will try stuff like that. Cats like jumping.
What do you think it looks like on like when you land on the other side? So you know that way the cats have that sort of like soft landing on their pads and that, and it just sort of, it's almost like a wee sort of shock absorber.
Exact
If
same.
if you're that 100 cock cat who's just jumped over a hotel and you've just planted your paws down, your wee pink pads, do you just go, aye, fuck it, and go about your day? Or like, or
Yeah,
do you celebrate the achievement?
you run round and do it again.
Just jump back the other way.
Do you know how I think it does it though? It jumps and then 100 cocks all helicopter. And effectively, it's like a drone.
Like almost like creating a wee cushion air so it just
Yeah,
gently sails down. Aye, okay. I can...
I think it does it like that.
Do you think each of these 100 cocks are functional for cat shagging? Or is there like one master cock amongst those 100 that is like performs that function and the others are just for show?
I think you would need to have one that you would use because, well, for practical reasons. Cats have got jaggy willies as well. Has you ever heard cats shagging?
No.
They make a hell of a racket, and it's because the male cat's got a spiky cock.
Oh, is it like it sort of hooks on?
Something like that.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? I don't know. Like, see, this adds a different dimension. Like, I would, I think personally, like, how I feel right now, I would feel bad if my cock had hooks on it
Yeah.
because that doesn't sound like a pleasurable experience for anyone.
Would you masturbate less?
Aye,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
probably wouldn't masturbate at all. Well, you'd maybe try it. Like, no, fuck, guys would. Like, guys would fuck
They'd find a way.
a barber's floor.
A hole in the wall. A hairy donut. Um, I, and is it just hotels? Like, could you jump other high buildings, or is it restricted to hotels? And then what about bed and breakfasts and Airbnbs? Do they count?
When you think of hotels, do you think of like Holiday Inn or what's the one that Henry advertised? Was that
Premier Inn.
Premier Inn?
Yeah,
Do
Travelers
you think of them
Premier
being
Inn.
like sort of like quickly constructed steel and concrete constructions, or do you think like we sort of family hotel that's maybe got like a couple of floors and half a dozen rooms?
I was going Premier Inn, like that
Aye.
sort of square type building out in the middle of near a service station. They can't
Uh,
have to go out and travel actively to find it, and then unless it's a city centre one.
do you think it would be like there would be like a homing beacon for the cats? So, like you just wake up one morning because there's a hotel down the road for me, but it's like maybe half an hour. But is my ability to jump a hotel that specific hotel, or is it like somewhere out there that I'm just drawn to with my 100 cocks?
I think it's any hotel at all you can go to.
I like the idea that there'd be like of it being a like your crowning glory as 100 cock cat. Like I am going to leap over that hotel. That's me. That's my
Aye.
that's my bucket list item as a cat.
All right, if you're a cat and you've got 100 cocks and you can jump hotels, get in touch. Text in 80295.
That's their
Right,
foreskins. Do you know?
don't know. Don't know. I would presume so. It obviously depends on the religion and that as well.
I just like I wonder like with these wee hooks that you're talking about in cats' cocks, like if does the foreskin ever get caught in it? Or does it sort of like is it like a wee sort of umbrella catch for like cats, like they can go one way but no the other?
You put the whirly kick down. Don't know.
Aye. Like you just pop it in again after. And aye.
Don't know. Right, Dilligaff asks, has the word conundrum ever been the conundrum on the countdown?
I did Google this earlier because I wanted to see if it was possible with it being 9 letters because I'm not particularly familiar with the countdown. I know what the countdown conundrum is, but I didn't know how many letters it was. But that's as far as I googled because I didn't want to Google what the answer was. But I'm going to say it feels statistically unlikely. Like you know how they say that every time you shuffle a deck of cards, statistically speaking, it's never been shuffled that way before and
Yeah,
never will be again. I don't think conundrums ever come out on countdown.
we'll Google it and we'll fact check it. But right, just before we go, because we're out of time, Playa de Muro in Mallorca is where Colin is on his holiday.
Nice,
Aye.
nice. I assume it's nice. It seems Colin must only go to nice places.
Aye, this is type, isn't he?
Aye. He's no roughing it in a hostel in like
No
the Ho
danger.
Chi Minh Trail in Vietnam or something.
No danger. Right, we're out of time. Sorry, Neil Renton, for us not getting to your question. We'll read it next week. Uh, my voice is gone. Just right at the end, right at the end of the episode. It's because it's so fucking hot in here. Right, thanks for your questions, people. And John, good nice chatting to you. We will see you next time.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't